Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, and welcome. My name is Nurse Richard, the Wax Wizard, and thanks for joining me. This is episode 165. It's a big number. I can't believe it's got to that number already. Speaking of big numbers, you will not believe how old the gentleman was whose ears these are. Now, this was a home visit. The patient couldn't get to me. I'll give you a clue how old he is, and I think those in the UK might get this. Americans, I'm not so sure. It comes with a flake on top. How old is he? You might have no idea what I'm on about. Now, in the UK, when you say it comes with a flake on top, it refers to an ice cream cone with the ice cream on, and it comes with a flake on top. We call that a 99. He was 99 years old. I believe they call that 99 because that's how much it used to cost, 99p. Certainly doesn't anymore. Not when my kids asked for one. I think the last one I got was about £3. Right, rip off. Inflation, eh? But yeah, this chap was 99 years old and surprisingly fit and well, apart from his ears, which, as you can see, was a right battle. A lot of skin, keratin in this. Do I think it's keratosubtrans? I don't think so. I just think it's an accumulation over the years. Now, I don't think this earwax is 99 years old per se. So I think he has had it done before. I'm not sure how long ago it was, but it was pretty blocked up. This chap was a hearing aid user as well. And obviously if you've got a hearing aid in these two ears, they're not going to work. So when I went into the house, he was absolutely deaf as a post. Couldn't hear me saying anything to him, with or without his hearing aids. Where does that saying come from? Does anybody know? Deaf as a post. Why is a post? Why does a post not hear? I don't know. Somebody let me know in the comments. I haven't got the foggiest. I haven't got Scooby-Doo. But yeah, could not hear a thing. And it's not surprising really, because these ears were really full. It's like I said, a lot of skin in there, and you can see when I'm trying to lift that up, it's it's got the fresh layers of skin, the whitish grey material underneath it, and it's just pretty stuck. Combined with the fact that, as I said in other videos, when I do home visits, it's a smaller suction machine, so there's a fair bit less power with that. Enough to get this out though. It just took a lot of persuading and a lot of pulling. I had to pull with quite some force as well, let me tell you. But out comes that first bit there. I think the second bit, it became incredibly stuck, and it just kept blocking up the tubes. I think I went in with some oil in both of them at some point. But yeah, what an age, 99. I'll be happy to make 75, never mind 99. Obviously I've seen a lot of elderly people, both in this job and in my past career, and whenever I see somebody of that age, I do ask on them, tell us, what's the secret? I've had various answers. One chap said cigarettes and alcohol, getting going. One said the love of a good woman. Another one has also said being single. It just goes to show, doesn't it? I think personally, when your time's up, it is what it is. A lot of ladies say sherry, a glass of sherry a day, or a quick tot of brandy or a tot of whiskey with lunch is what they say. My grandma used to call it tiffin time. It's time for tiffin. I had no idea what that meant. I still don't know what it means. But that meant she'd have a quick whiskey in after dinner, just after dinner, before afternoon cucumber sandwiches. But yeah, anyone knows what tiffin time is again? Let me know. Is it just something that my grandma made up? I have no idea. So as you can see here, we've gone in with the olive oil, and it just stops blocking up the tube, and does help to slide this out. I think I had to stop in a second. Reason being is I had to come out his ear because I had a bit of a coughing fit. So it wasn't because it wasn't for any other reason than it was uncomfortable or anything. I just suddenly came out because I got a tickle in my throat and I had to cough. I think it was just about here. Memory serves me right. Yeah, there we go. So I've come in at a slightly different angle there to try and get that thick layer of skin at the top of the ear canal. Now you can already see the eardrum in the distance. He's already hearing a lot better. The look on his face was priceless. And all his family, both his wife and his daughter, were there too. So we just left and they were absolutely shocked. And very delighted, obviously, because he'd not been able to hear them for a long time. Struggled to get, I mean, public services struggled to get enough staff in place to do these kind of things. But especially when it comes to a home visit, you'd really struggle to get a home visit in public health. As you can see, the eardrum there, we just showed you. What a good eardrum that looks like for a 99-year-old eardrum. I see a lot of them, obviously, and you don't see many looking better than that. It looked fabulous, as did this one, as you'll see when you get to the end. Again, lot of skin, keratin in this one. Because we're having the same problem, it's just really sticky and stuck. Then I don't think it's too long before we get the olive oil in. It's not the oldest gentleman I've ever seen. Did in my past job once, I looked after a fella who was 109 years old, and he was surprisingly well, and he lived with his 99-year-old girlfriend. It was quite a touching story, really, because they met when they were both widowed, like in the late 60s, early 70s, thinking, hey, isn't it great, you know, the last few years, have a second marriage and what have you. Sorry, they weren't married, yeah, they were boyfriend and girlfriend, and they ended up spending about 40 years together. But the sad thing is, it became a bit too difficult for her, despite having help at 99, to look after a 109-year-old husband. So unfortunately, he had to move to a care home just round the corner, and I saw him that day. And it looked fine, absolutely fine. So they moved him to this care home, but unfortunately, he died about an hour after he got there, and he definitely died of a broken heart. It is possible, because I think it was obviously too much of a change for him, and as soon as he got there, he just decided, time's up, you know, I've had enough. I wanted to be with me 99-year-old girlfriend the whole time. Yeah, it's a very, very sad story, but 109, still a good knock, let's be fair. So yeah, he was the oldest chap I've ever looked after. Now I think we're just at the end of this. I think that is the last one. Out it pops, and again, look at this eardrum. You could be mistaken for thinking that looks like an eardrum of somebody much younger, even a child. It looks absolutely beautiful. But I hope you enjoyed that, and a couple of little stories thrown in for good measure as well. But for now, take care of yourselves, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.